Welcome everybody to the Offbeat Podcast, a podcast about music and everything in and around it. My name is Rick. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Over to my left, as usual, I have the one and only, the indemnable, Jose Alexander Garafa.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I hit you with the whole thing.
Yes, I appreciate
a rare treat for those listening. A rare treat. Xander with an X. And then back after a little bit of a hiatus, my man's been busy getting it in, Mr. Eddie Saturn. What's good, man?
The prodigal son has returned.
Yes, the trifecta is complete. Not that I haven't had an amazing time with Shannon. Shout out to Shannon off camera.
Word.
Appreciate you. Shannon always brings brings a lot of flavors to the table. Yeah,
Spicy ones.
Yeah. Really. Like we you know how it's a podcast about music and everything in and around it?
Yes.
That and around part.
He takes it
We
there.
really swim in that part of it.
Yeah.
Just full disclosure. Anyway, man, welcome back, dude.
Thank you. It's great to be back. I missed you guys. Like, legit.
Feeling is mutual.
As well.
For real.
As well.
You've been busy, man. You've been world touring it.
Not yet, but soon. But basically, the world of Western Mass, I've been touring. Yeah, man, I've had so many shows. I can't even remember when the last time I was on the pod was.
They all kind of bleed in.
They do, yes. I would say I had like 5 shows since the last time. Like, yeah.
Nice.
Because it's been like, what, about like 5 weeks?
Yeah, I haven't done the math, but it's been 2 to 3 episodes worth. So yeah, about a month and a half, 2 months, ballpark. That's a rough guess.
Yeah. I'd say 5 shows make sense then.
Word.
Yeah, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How's the energy?
So good. It's so good. There was this like film over the vision that I had that's gone in a bad way. It's like you know when something gets like greasy.
Sure.
It felt like that, like this cloud that I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like I had this weird doubt for no reason. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, what do I even want from this? Like all these like weird doubtful questions that were filming up, greasing up my vision. And it's just clear now. And it, oh my God, it feels so good. Like I'm just creating stuff, I'm just doing shows, I'm just booking, I'm just reaching out to anybody that I want to. I'm getting responses back, which is sick. Like there's a few singers that I've been reaching out to and they got back to me. A lot of them are busy.
Yeah.
But, you know, anyway, I guess my point is I'm just doing things that I want to do.
So Drake just doesn't have time to.
Drake's like, yo, I'm too busy, but thank you, Eddie Saturn.
By the way, talking about busy, when you get to speak to another musician, don't we have technologies to say, hey, here's my track, can I hear something from you, and then work from there? When you say they're too busy, you have to meet them personally, you have to, what do you mean exactly when you say they're too busy?
I would assume, I don't know exactly.
For you as a musician.
For me, if I was saying I was busy?
Like, for example, you just say, hey, I like this person, you DM them, and say, hey, I want to do something with you. Is it the schedule, the time, or is it because you got to meet each other one-on-one to actually get to know each other? Or I'm gonna say for you, how is that exactly?
Yeah, so I reached out to like 2 of my favorite singers, and what I do from the asker, from the person who wants to work with them, I email their booking manager or their like manager, whatever, the biggest contact I can find for them, because I'd rather do it that way, because I feel like I'll get quicker answers
Proper
most of the time.
channels and such.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Williams.
Exactly. Yes.
Shout out to Mike Williams.
Shout out to Mike Williams. So I do that, and then they usually get back to me. One of probably my favorite singer in the industry now, besides Frank Ocean, I reached out to them, and they got back to me personally, and now we have like some rapport on Instagram, which is really cool. And they were just like, you know, because they just went to like Coachella. They just did Glasgow, all these crazy like big festivals and stuff like that. So they're busy, like for sure.
Okay.
Like doing that. For me, why I would be busy and why I also got told another artist was busy, and I totally understand, is being picky with brand. Like you pretty much, when you get at that level, you're pretty much gonna work with the people in your circle. Unless somebody like big out of your circle reaches out to you, or somebody small that you're very interested reaches out to you, or you reach out to them. So that's another reason, you know what I mean? Like just being like I don't know your brand, you know, like it's not enough interest for me to pursue it.
Got you. I guess the angle that I was looking at, let's say, for example, I'm an artist and I have 5 shows. I'm booked for the next 2 months. And, excuse me, you send me something, I hear it, and I like what I'm hearing. I'm going to squeeze in some time to, here's some tracks, here's some of my vocals, here's some of my beats, whatever it is that we have to do. I don't feel like we have to necessarily meet. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what I'm asking is, if that's the case, what exactly is stopping people from saying, here's my music, let me hear your music, and let's, like the engineer or somebody, do whatever they have to do to make it sound good?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we don't have to be together in a studio anymore and make music. So if that's the case, when somebody says I'm busy, I don't know, I'm just thinking about it from somebody else looking in. It just feels like they're probably saying, I don't really want to work with you right now.
Right, they don't. That might be the case, which is cool. I mean, they've been very polite about it, so I didn't take it like personally. Even if they weren't, I know the worth of my music. So I agree with you though. It probably is that. Like right now, I'm not doing Coachella. I'm not doing Glasgow. I'm not. You know what I mean? So it's probably like that time.
And what I'm trying to get at is, I think that people that are quote unquote busy need to understand that you guys are the people that open doors for the others. And it's not even about, I have to, that's what I'm saying. It's not about, I have to meet you. I have to just, if I listen to you and if I like your shit, I should have stuff where like, yes, here's some of my stuff, and let somebody else, like I said, work on it, mix it, and put the song out. I don't have to meet you.
Right.
I feel like nowadays, and I've heard this before, where, hey, send me your 16 over whatever, and then my engineer will make it happen on the song. Rappers don't have to meet each other anymore.
Right.
So if this is the technology we're in right now, I think we can make so much more music if the guys up there. I think the only person that I see a lot doing that is Drake. I don't want to bring him up, but every year he has like 4 or 5 dudes you never heard of. Pop off and they take off.
Yeah.
And it's because, Drake was on my feature. And I'm pretty sure Drake didn't go to see these people. They were just like, yeah, here's my 16, put it on and let's make it happen. Yeah. So
I agree.
I just wish there was more people out there. You don't have to be obviously Drake status. Just if I really fuck with you and I like your music, I should be able to be like, yo, here's some work, let's get it going. Like, I don't think it should take that long, or supposedly that I'm busy in my eyes. Yeah. Somebody you're looking at.
I highly agree.
It's a really good take, man. I think and Eddie, you could probably speak a little bit more inside baseball on this, and probably Mike Williams too if he was here, but like there's the old hat mentality of like the A&Rs and the old cats, the boomers, if you will, to put a label on them. Sorry, boomers.
Okay, boomer.
Whatever. Yeah. But like the OGs who kind of set the rule book forever, right? And then you got people who are outliers who do whatever they want, Drake, who can get by the red tape of the industry. Right, because there's a lot of that red tape bullshit baked into the music industry. That's like, well, you have to do it this way. You know what I mean? Versus just like publish it. Who cares? Right. Oh, but the label's got to get paid. The manager, the such and such has to get paid, and we got to go through all the proper channels, like you were saying. So it's both of those things, and I think what we're seeing now, certainly with the internet, has really knocked down a ton of those walls. Yes. But there's like the firm pillars that are still holding strong, like not letting go of the full control of, publishing rights and stuff like that. Because that's what they always say: you own your masters, right? Like like that's having your own agency over your art versus just selling your soul away, essentially. Basically, at some record label. That's got to be tough, especially like back in the day. The amount of people who had to do that pre-internet. Yeah. Well, this is the only way I'm gonna get heard. I guess I should sign this. Right. It's tragic.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm creating now. Yeah. Like very glad, because even in like 2011 when I like started, it was that might have been the best time, like if I had what I had now then, but even then it was like the grips of the old ways were still very wrapped around the game. You know what I mean? You had like literally like 2011, J. Cole was going to Jay-Z and had to give him his mixtape because, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was like, wow. Which was both weird, like both like the new way, like that you're saying, but also the old way. Do you know what I mean? Because you had to get signed, you had to, but he also went about it in a way that was like unheard of,
See, you know what? And I think we super take this for granted. Is you said 2011? Am I wrong? 2011.
2011.
So 2011. So the iPhone was released in 07 or 08, right? So that was like the first real smartphone of as we know it today, right? Before we had dumb phones that had smart features, but they weren't really smartphones the way we know them today. And so think about mobile internet back then, how trash it was. It was horrible. We've already talked about that on the pod.
Yes.
But the speed at which smartphones have iterated and gotten better, plus the speed of the internet that we get to our phones now, have facilitated mind-blowing stuff, like really just incredible. Like I saw a TikTok recently of, it was like a producer who casually listens to people's like submissions, and so he will basically take somebody's verse or whatever, bring it into his thing and just create like an amazing work of art. Like he dials it in, he makes it perfect, and then he sends it back to the person, and the person's like very usually blown away by it. It's just cool that we can do that nowadays. I don't know. I get
That's
right.
super cool.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I feel that where we're at, that it's just whatever we want to do, we should be able to do it with the click of a button on a computer, and we don't need anybody else, and that's crazy. That is very, very cool.
You can make beats on your phone now. Bro, like this morning, like I'm super extra with like how I do stuff. Like a really simple post. There was a simple post, I reposted something, but then I didn't like the message completely of the post. So I wanted to add like a little, like I like it, but I know they don't mean what I mean from it. So I added my like amendment to it. and I did it on my phone, and because I like, there's so many apps, right? And I have like this suite of apps where I can like edit pictures, add text, and I went through and did that. Like you couldn't do that even like 8 years ago, I guess. Like 8 years ago is probably.
Let me open my laptop to do this.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And I could do that now. I could do that in the airport if I'm like on tour, you know? And I was able to edit that. I've done videos on my phone. You can make beats on your phone, like sampling. And it's like powerful. It's not just like, oh, novelty. It's like legit.
Yeah. It is
Crazy.
I'm really sorry, but you said smartphone, and something about that made me think about T-Pain and the beautiful rant. Shannon, you know what I'm talking about, where he was like, do some different music. Do some different music. And it was like him saying that, like, just it spoke to my soul, man, because there was so much of the same stuff.
Yeah.
He was so accurate with his assessment of people making music because, and this is the bad side, now that high-speed internet and smartphones are ubiquitous, there's so much garbage now that just the internet is being flooded with, right? So like the premium stuff will bubble up eventually, but man, sometimes it's hard to weed out the bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
What I find funny about it is that, because it sounds a little hypocrite when T-Pain, out of all people, is saying it, because when autotune was hot, come on, T-Pain.
Yeah.
Every one of your hits was an autotune, something autotune. It worked. Listen, I like T-Pain. Let me just be clear. But every single one of his hits kind of had the same sound, had the autotune, and I like T-Pain, but he rolled that autotune sound hard. He pretty much not invented it, but brought it to the urban scene.
I mean, yeah, he invented it for pop music or hip hop music, because Cher was obviously
Cher has
the
entered
original.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So I
she's
want to
like,
make sure that's clear.
Yeah.
What do you
The
guys
urban music, let's put it that
yeah.
way. So the urban side of thing, he was the pioneer, and he rolled that horse until he couldn't anymore. So I get where he's coming from, but a lot of these kids are pretty much doing this. I'm riding this horse that's current right now. So
Right.
it's very easy to say do something different when it's from an artist that really can't make something different. It's not very easily, like, I mean, make something different that I'm not used to and hope that I think the different has to also coincide with the image that you're trying to portray. You just can't be anybody and do something different. There's only a very certain, like, for example, Kanye, here, I brought it up, not you. Kanye can put anything out when it comes to either music, beats,
Fashion.
clothing, anything. He can go whatever he wants to go, and it will hit. It will be a fad. It's just he has that power to do that. But he could do that. I don't think anybody could just make something out of, hey, let me make a clothing brand, which a lot of rappers have tried and completely failed.
Oh, of course. I think looks. So I'm thinking like looks matching the brand. Like that's kind of what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the image.
Jack Harlow is an outlier. I don't really listen to Jack Harlow. I think he's cool. The dude looked like, and he leaned into it. He looked like, I don't know, like just the nerdy kid in your class that was like, yeah, I rap, and you're like, do you? Like, are you serious? And then he did, like, and he was good. And then of course he kind of like his image caught up to him. Like then he got rich, so he bought like, you know, APs and shit like that. You know.
But that's the other thing though is. I think that's where I'm trying to get at is that your image, we can tell when somebody's like, this is not you. Like, what is this? So I guess that's where I'm going. And that's why you could be good, but if your image is weird, I'm be like, I'm not going to really listen to you. Me, personally.
Right, subjectively.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
No. I think I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you because I feel like your story has to be believable or maybe authentic, whatever you want to call it. Like
whoever you are,
Whoever
just
you
be
are.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I co-sign that.
I mean, whatever, man. I don't have any strong feelings towards Harlow one way or another. I really don't.
I don't. Yeah, me either. To be honest.
He doesn't do it for me, you guys.
Yeah.
Not a big fan, but whatever. It's fine. I'm not hating on the guy. It's fine.
He's a good rapper,
Congratulations.
but you're right. I don't really listen to him.
To Xander's point, I don't connect with his music in a way that seems like, I don't know, maybe I'm exposing my hypocrisy. I don't know. It just doesn't feel authentic,
Yeah.
for lack of a better phrase,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's well said.
But also, congratulations on all your wild success.
Yeah.
Cheers to you.
Yeah. Congratulations. I just don't listen to him.
So, Eddie Saturn,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
back to your shows.
Yes.
What I wanted to ask you about it was, as you've continued to dial in the secret sauce, doing these different things, trying out different things, playing new music, etc. Have you had any, and this is maybe just kind of peeling back the curtain a little bit, have you enjoyed trying different things or maybe kind of applying different theories?
Yeah. Yeah. Now that I'm like 80 % done with my album, I have way more liberty to like just try new shit. As far as making music, so experimenting is cool. Low key, I'm already thinking about my next record.
Classic.
And it's cool. Just the idea of it. As far as like shows, hella experimentation because the band, we started meeting like pretty regularly.
Nice.
And we're like chefing up ways to make it sound better. I'm always looking for ways to make it look cooler. I'm reaching out to my homie who does like a lot of my 3D art to do some cool stuff visually. I'm bringing in old songs, which is another way of making it new. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
totally.
there's a song on my mixtape from 2015 that I was like listening. I was like, wait a minute, this is gonna be sick live, and I was right. Like it's so good live. It's so like pretty, and it's like a girl song, but it's not like, you know, like my song Vacation, I consider a girl song, but it's like really like lovey-dovey and like funky.
See, I don't know. I wouldn't have said that personally.
Go ahead, because I'm going there.
Okay, yeah, I want to hear. Now I want to hear what you guys think about that.
Vacation?
Yeah.
Specifically, that for me, that song feels like, I don't know, like top down, windows down, hand out the window, breeze, driving.
Hell
like
yeah.
a cruising ass chill song. Like I'm thinking like
That background is matching.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Like the Pacific Coast Highway, California. Like I don't know. I just catch like a cool vibe. I didn't even think about what you said.
That's not where I was
appreciate that.
going.
Okay.
but
I want to hear where you're going.
Where I was going is, what makes a song a girl song? Because the reason why is, for some reason, R&B is associated with girl music a lot of the times. Because it's slow, it's about love.
Right.
What is wrong with that?
Nothing.
Reason being is because, I mean, of course there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Not necessarily what is wrong with it. Why does it have to be girl music?
Right.
And Go ahead. What were you
No,
gonna
no,
say?
no, please. I'm sorry.
No,
Continue.
because the reason why I don't understand that concept is because I know a lot of females, girls, women, that love hardcore gangster rap and they can verbatim the whole songs.
Right, DMX, 50.
Yeah, and even females. It's not necessarily just males, just female rappers too that they rap really hard and whatnot.
Right.
And they don't see that, oh, this is guys' music, so I can't listen to it.
Right.
It's never considered guys' music.
Right.
I've never considered like whatever's hardcore or whatever as a guy's music. It's just his music. But when it comes to it being about love, being, I don't know, in the R&B soul way, then it becomes girl music. Why? Where does this come from? What exactly? Why does it have to be? This is more for the girls. Oh, this is a hit for the ladies. And then guys feel like, oh, I can't sing this. Nah, man, this shit pops.
Right.
Like, I want to sing
Call it
along
what
too.
it is.
Like, why does it have to be a girl song? This is a good song. So I just don't understand where this, because this is happening in the verses too. I was like, oh, we got the something for
Music
the ladies, too. So
right,
I was
right,
like,
right.
what? And then you see all the dudes singing along too. Like, wait, I like this song too. So
Yeah.
what is this for the ladies or for girls song? For in your, because you just said it too. I want to know what made you say that. Like, what did you create
This is good.
that made you say that?
Yeah. For me, it's who I'm talking to, because I'm always, at least for, I don't know, 4 bars, 2 bars, whatever, for some sort of some part of my song, I'm trying to, I visualize a person that I'm talking to, whether it's someone I really know or like an effigy of somebody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for my girl songs, my muse is my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So that's, to me, when it's a girl song, it's like, and Vacation's like kind of low key, because I didn't want it to be like too lovey-dovey. I mean, there's obvious like things going on in that song that are like lovey-dovey, but it's a super complex song that I'll break down when Genius interviews me. But
like
yeah, exactly. So that's a girl song because it's about my girlfriend.
Okay.
And it's the subject of the song is like a girl, you know what I mean? Same thing with Benevolence, which is the other song I was talking about that I wrote in 2015, also for my girlfriend.
Got you.
And it was for the ladies, like that. The first bar, it's like, may all your pain be champagne, may all the bubbles in the bottle be Moscato. So by the time you hear this song, you won't remember why you're singing this tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's for the girls, you know, it's like, I mean, that could be for my homies too, but it's,
No.
you feel me?
Well, hold on.
It's to the girls.
1 second. Yes, this is what I want to make sure we clear. It's not being dedicated. I'm not talking about dedicating to a woman.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what makes this music to be more for girls. Because usually what that comes from is because girls gravitate more to it. Not simply because it's dedicated to them. It's just why exactly this is considered girl. But the reason why you're saying it is because
It's because it is dedicated to them,
So
yeah.
that's different.
Yeah.
So I get that part. So the dedication part.
As the negative aspect, so I was addressing like why I called it girl music. I know why, on the other hand, people call it girl music because they dissociate the enjoyment of the song, or excuse me, because it's about a girl, they're like, oh, I can't listen to this. It's not about me. And even though they could just shut up and enjoy it, they're like, nah, that's about my sister. That's about my girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they start like trying to separate it. It's like macho. It's like,
It's too soft shit. Get the
yeah,
soft
it's like,
shit out of here,
come on, bro. Like
Yeah.
you can't, like, it's soft to think about girls. Like what? Like, it's like, you gay for that. Like, okay.
Yeah. That's the part that I don't understand is like, what do you like? You like women, right? So what exactly is the problem here? But
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean because it's this macho thing that happens. It's like, oh, it's just too soft.
Right.
That's like very interesting to think about because, you said you were talking about your girlfriend, and I'm thinking like of the amount of times that you have heard in pop culture or otherwise. And this song right here is going out to the ladies out there.
To the ladies.
Right? Like it's a specific, like me saying that.
Yes.
You know the kind of song
Yep.
that's coming on next, right?
Right.
You could think of a list of them.
Right.
And on that level, as a guy, I'm like, all right, yeah, this is the Baja Panty song,
Right.
right? This is like, yeah, we're gonna get it in. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
whatever, right? And then there's there's like, I don't know, man. Like I can't. I would not. I'm on Team Xander on this. Like I'm not on like blanket term. R&B music is whatever girl music. I don't think that's what you're saying, but I think that is often a widely cast net.
Yes.
And I think that happens here in the States. The reason why is because in PR, the guys will sing a girl song. I'm talking about full blown. And I'm in the groups of dudes. So no matter how hood you are, especially in the hood, because the reggaeton is usually, they have a lot of melody. So they will sing that song. It's usually about a girl, and they will sing it to the top of their lungs. So it has nothing to do with being macho back in PR. But here is very like, oh, I'm not singing that. So that's kind of what, because that's where I come from. And it's like, yeah, we sing songs. It's not even about, is it a girl song? No, it's a good song that we're going to sing along to it. But here, if it's like it's a girl song, I was like, I'm not singing that. Skip that.
But instead, they'll talk about, they'll sing the song where the guy's like, suck my dick to another dude. And it's like, oh, okay, bro. Logic checks out, sure.
Yeah. See, but so, and I will admit a sliver of toxic masculinity here, right? So when I hear a song like, oh gosh, what's her name? She's beautiful. She does the NFL theme song on Sunday. Country singer.
Country singer. Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Thank you, Eddie. Carrie Underwood. You always get my back.
I got you.
So Carrie Underwood has that famous song, Before He Cheats.
Yeah.
I dug
My key into the side of his pretty little hood.
Exactly. Like that song, when I hear that song, I'm like I know why you're singing it, but like I'm like, like it just makes me angry. I'm like, okay, yes, because the guy cheated on you. Like I get why you're upset, right?
Right.
Not for me. Like that's a female anthem type of song, right?
Right.
What male anthem songs do we have that are like that? Name one.
Oh wait. Damn near choked.
Here's all I got. Okay, it's Tyrese. Is it TGT? Tyrese, Genuine, and Tank. Remember that song, I Need?
Oh, yeah,
it's like a highly apologetic song.
Yeah.
That's all we got. We just got I'm sorry songs. We don't got male anthem songs. We just got I'm sorry I messed up songs.
Right.
And they're all really good.
Yeah, we don't have like you the king. Like we don't have that type of song ever. But
on the way.
Yes.
On the way. Eddie Saturn dropping You a King.
The Kings of comedy.
Taking it what you just said, you just spoke about when a female, he's talking about cheating.
Yeah.
You just said that.
Here we go. Buckle up.
Yeah.
Yeah, get comfortable.
Get comfortable. No, because that's something that lately has been back in the whole view of things when it comes to my personal life. When I try to move up in my relationships, usually people around me, I try to see how the temperature, for lack of a better word, is, because I have a hard time trusting people. So just seeing a lot of that. And
Xander, you talking about trusting women?
Getting there.
Just checking in.
Yeah. Yes, the woman companionship part. This is the other things about, not music.
Yeah, we're here, man.
So as I am, just back into just trying to see what's going on out there, there's a lot of things that I'm noticing that I feel that I can make sense out of it and I don't. So let me put this shorter because I feel like I'm rambling here. In the image of a girlfriend and a boyfriend, husband and wife, really isn't anything at all. There is so much you have to do as a husband and so much you have to do as a wife each and every fucking day to make shit work. I'm not talking about anybody in specific, just be clear. I'm saying about in general. I've seen everywhere that the moment you have a day off is you better pick it up the next day. This is what I'm saying, because the moment you have a day off, you can be like, let me have another day off. I'm gonna fall behind.
Please unpack.
Okay.
The day off.
What I mean by that is, there's some days you just don't want to do it. Like, I think you don't want to do it. It's just maybe I don't want to have sex with you today. I don't want to talk to you today. I'm gonna be mad at you today. We have all those days. But when I want to have another one of those days, and it keeps going. And next thing you know, man, we haven't had sex in 6 months. What's going on? That shit affects marriage. It affects. And the thing is, you start thinking, oh, we don't love each other anymore. And this really has nothing to do with love. It's just that you stop putting that time in to make shit. And then you get to the point that, oh, we don't love each other anymore. It wasn't never that. It's just you stop and you let that one day get here, and the next thing is 2 days, the next thing is 6 months, and now why are we here? And again, it's just, and that's something that as somebody who is single, I have to be aware of that, and I am being aware. I'm seeing it, and just being aware of it. I have to also put that in my head that whenever I am there, I have to put in my work each and every day, and it's easier said than done, and because again, you guys have relationships. I'm sure you guys know what it is. Every day is a brand new day to make this person feel like they're wanted, they're needed. Everything that makes that person feel happy, that's your job. Vice versa, everything that makes you feel happy should be your partner's job. And that's my opinion about relationship that needs to happen. Again, the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And again, that's not realistic to some people, but I think in order for that to work, it needs to be something like that. Rant over, guys. So there's that.
That was a good rant. Gosh, I mean, there's so many things I could pick up on, Eddie, about this topic. Relationships in general, I think are really difficult, right? Like you have to balance everything. To your point, you have to kind of be willing to ride the waves as they come to you, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, and continue to evolve as people. I think one of the things that at some point many years ago got stuck in my head was the reason you get married has nothing to do with the reason you stay married. Because it can't be, right? Because that forces the person you married to stay the same. Like that's unrealistic, right? And so like you kind of have to be willing to evolve, and obviously it took me a while to figure that out. You have to be willing to evolve and grow with the person, right? As you change, so does your partner, and you have to continue to figure that out, right? Whatever that story is. And so to your point, Xander, about choosing every time, right? It is kind of a choice, right? Like it is a choice to, okay, I'm going to continue to water this plant,
Yeah.
Eddie?
One, I want to first appreciate your hat. Your
Thank
hat
you.
is fire.
Shout out to my sister. She got it for me.
Ooh, fuck yeah. That hat is fire.
Touche, there you go.
Yep.
Then I want to say that I think people are averted to change. Therefore, anything associated with it or anything that's a byproduct of change, they're averted to. So it should be exciting that you and your partner are going to evolve and change throughout this relationship. It's new. That means new things, whether it's like, oh, a kid, a dog, a house, a new job, a new hobby, a new look, you know what I mean? It should all be invited.
Yeah.
And I say should with an asterisk because, I mean, if you find somebody that's never going to change and that makes you happy, then you're good too, I suppose, But I still think you're kind of missing out because when you invite change, it is not a painful thing. Though growing pains do happen, right? That means there's going to be arguing, there's going to be confusion, there's going to be a need for communication, there's going to be a need of sacrifice. All those things are like our pain, there are growing pains, but ultimately it's like it's a good thing. Once you get out of that and you're in the clear, it's like, oh shit, like this is great right now. You know what I mean?
But you have to invite them, like you said.
You have to.
The invitation has. Want to argue this? Let's argue it. But we're doing this to get this out of the way. So that's that's the invitation. It has to be like, cool, let's talk about it. And where you're getting, and I really like that because that's not often.
Mm-hmm.
That's rare for people to invite. Like you said, we're inviting change. People just take change. It's inevitable, so we'll just go with the flow. No.
They're so bitter about it.
Yeah, so I like the fact you said the invitation of it. I really like that part.
Change is hard though, man. I was talking to wifey and I yesterday. We were having discussions about the future and stuff, as we do from time to time. And dude, I got so sad because I'm a nostalgic person, right? So like I love memories, I love pictures for that reason, videos and stuff. Because it's like a moment in time, right? It's like a little time machine, you can get to look back at it. But because we were talking about the future, I started to think about all the things that I might have already missed out on that haven't even happened. Like that FOMO feeling, because we were planning all this stuff. And so I'm like, damn, but what about all the stuff that we won't get to do, right? Like whatever, fill in the blank. And so
Like what? I don't mean to interrupt you. I guess I want to understand that.
Like
things that you won't get to do.
Yeah. Like there's like, think about any given summer.
Okay.
Any given summer and the amount of things that might happen on any given summer.
Uh-huh.
And for whatever reason, right? Insert variables. I'm being vague on purpose, like just thought
okay.
experiment.
Yeah.
So like the idea that by planning ahead, X number of years, that automatically cancels out a myriad of what ifs that could have happened. Right? Like this is why I'm saying I'm a nostalgic person. I automatically went to all the things that I might have missed out on, which is a stupid thing to do, right? Because it's all in my mind. But to the point about change, it's one of those things where like, I like the comforts of my memories, right? Because they're like the thing that I
don't change.
Am, right?
They're
They don't-
constant. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why I find comfort there.
Yeah. And I think that's fine. I think as long as you realize it, it's healthy. Because like I said, there's those people that like, if you can be happy and find somehow to like for things to never change, which that's like not possible.
Yeah, right.
But if you can, sure. But I it's to your detriment. Like in Star Wars, the thing that you want is in the cave you're afraid to enter, right? I think Yoda said something like that.
Sorry. No, go ahead. Yes, sure. I didn't know.
and that is so true. But it doesn't mean you can't be nostalgic and be like, man, those days. Like I do that all the time. Like for some reason, 2015 is like this like terminal, right? For it's like where I go to when I'm like, oh man, like this is where I could have done this, that, and the other thing.
Wow.
But and it comes to mind all the time. Like I'm like, fuck, like I should have done this. Like I should have already been signed there. I should have worked with this person. I should have, But it's at the end of it, after all the cacophony of like of all the what ifs I have in my head, I'm just like, oh, but I'm here. You know what I mean? And there's so much more shit I'm gonna do that is gonna make these things pale in comparison. So I guess what I'm saying is
good.
you're good. Like it's okay to be nostalgic because you've recognized that it's not gonna help you.
I definitely my memories are like my little friends.
Right.
For real. One thing that you mentioned that I want to touch on about the things that you might have missed out on in 2015, but that now as a result you onto different, better, bigger, better, whatever.
Right.
Better, faster.
Right.
I thought about my life and some, let's just call them departures of people. And also I was talking to my wife about this yesterday, coincidentally. We were like, we actually, I'll keep it real with you guys. We had two separate friends depart our lives very, very, like almost at the exact same time for completely unrelated reasons. Fascinating thing that I couldn't have planned that if I wanted to, right? It just kind of happened to go that way, right? And all that to say, Eddie, is there was somehow let's call it a release to do different things.
Yeah.
Right? Somehow now we're here. Somehow, whatever that means, we ended up here doing different things, trying different things, like talking to different people. I don't know. So it's just interesting how life is like that. You might have an opportunity to make a decision, and that choice, whatever that choice was, good or bad, set you on a different course.
Yes.
And here we are, Xander.
Yeah.
Con la medalla fría en la mano.
Medalla.
Medalla light.
To swerve off just a little bit, going for where you're going right now. There was a topic I was saying with a friend of mine earlier on regarding relationships, and I would like to kind of bring that up again, and that is affection. What is that in your relationship? Is that something that you care for? Is that something that you're okay with? For example, I know in American culture, PDA is something that it's like the people don't really mess with. Public display of affection. It's like, ooh, get away from me. Is it? I'm sorry, did I say something that hits a nerve?
He's crying.
You just triggered me so hard, bro.
It's a very American thing.
Yeah.
Let's just make that clear. The reason why I said it is because, again, I was born and raised for 10 years in PR. I can't say born and raised anymore because I lived in the States more than in PR. So born and raised for 10 years. Anyways, and I guess that, I think that really impacted my life as it is now because affectionate was just, it comes with the territory. I mean, cousins, aunts, girl, everybody was just affectionate. So getting here and seeing that lack of, it's weird to me. And we have completely normalized it. And it's like, yeah, it's so cool for you not to touch me ever. It's like, wow. But no, just passing this along, what is affection to you guys, and what is too much affection, if there is such a thing, or if is affection even important in your relationships? So here's a bomb.
You could definitely be too much.
Yeah. I mean, yes,
so
anything can be too much, but yes, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. You didn't interrupt, but I was laughing earlier, and Xander, you might remember this. This is a deep cut. This is only for me and Xander, but we were at Kenny's mother-in-law, father-in-law's house, and there was that dude who just kept rubbing that girl's. He just kept rubbing the girl's back the whole time, and it was just like, I just remember like, it's a little bit much. It's a little bit too much. Whatever. Anyway.
No, he's not exaggerating. Every time we looked at him, he was rubbing.
Yeah, so that's too much.
And it's now it's like rubbing her back, and we were like, wow, that's.
So in the words of Shannon, do less.
Yes.
Do less. Yeah, dude. Affection is super important. Like, there's a whole love language thing, right? Which is like important. Like, it's true for a lot of people. Like for me, like the way I demonstrate love to my family is acts of service. Like, I'm constantly doing stuff for my family. Like, that's how I show love, just doing stuff. You might call it busy work. You could, but also, I did it. Right. So like, it's a ebb and flow, right? My wife's like touch. My wife, like, some part of her, she feels comfort by just being close to me, right? So like, touch is important to her. Mm-hmm. So to your point, like that's maybe not super high on my list, but I am mindful of that, right? And it's not because I'm only doing it because she wants me to touch her. No, like, that's not it. Like, obviously I want to, touch my wife, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But also that, right? Like, being mindful of that. So like, yeah, man, I think affection is super important. And I don't subscribe to that old school, like, ice cold, you don't get affection type of energy, like that old macho stuff. I don't know why that ever existed. It's unfortunate. It's still around.
Same people that don't listen to girl music.
Right.
Yes, dude.
Exactly. Because they think they're too soft, so I can't. So again, but Eddie, please take over this.
Yeah, man. I like that you brought up love language because affection is different for different people, but you're talking about physical affection.
Yes.
So specifically that, I have a story of an ex-girlfriend that had too much affection, and it would like irk me. It would be like, I'd be like, why? like not right now.
Can you give me an example of what that too much affection is? If you can, it's fine, but
no, I can't. I just feel bad airing this girl out because she's like married now, and she's like, she's cool.
Maybe not. This is okay. Next question.
But it would just be like, I would be like chatting with my homies, and like we had just like been affectionate, and she would come up and like just start kissing my neck, and I'm like trying to like talk to my homies, and it's like not right now, you know what I mean? There's like a time and place.
I can get behind that.
You know what I mean? It was just always annoying. It was like the worst times.
No, yeah, that's different. When it's the wrong time every time, now there's an issue. But it seems like that's what's happening with it.
Every time.
So, yeah, of course I love affection, but yeah, if I'm like having a deep conversation and you want to be, then I'll be like, yeah, not right now. So I get that.
Right.
Yeah, that would be kind of annoying.
It irks me even just thinking about it.
Man.
But to answer your question, like Well, I answered one, like too much affection, but I think affection is important. I think the PDA thing, there you go, that's what I wanted to address. I think there is wrong PDA, you know, like not wrong, but it's like, I don't really want to see people making out.
No, yeah.
Like if you're doing it, sure, I'm not gonna go up to you and be like, "What are you doing?"
No,
like
that's
so, like some
too much.
weird prude person. But like, I'm also not gonna look, and I'm also gonna be like, "I wish they weren't doing that out in the open." But I think it's weirdo shit when people are like super prude, because again, you could just not look. You know what I mean? Like, granted, if someone's like doing it like in view that you can't really like look away from, then it's like, can you stop?
Yeah. Like that to me, yeah, that. So to me, when it's PDA, hugging, holding your hand,
Yeah.
hold my
Oh,
arm.
yeah.
No, what I'm saying, when it comes to kissing, tap is fine, kiss on the cheek fine.
Yeah,
but when
keep
it's
it quick.
making out, that's what I guess I was like, we don't have to do this here. We can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Making out, like, I wouldn't be able to make out just people walking, making out. Nah, we're not right now. I'll give you a little kid, you know, tap,
Yeah.
cool, I'll hold your hand, let's go somewhere. But like full blown make out, why?
Exactly.
Why
yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's because we're older? I feel like young folks, I don't know. I'm not trying to project. I'm not trying to project.
I also have stage fright, so I can't.
Okay, yeah,
this
I
is-
could get behind that too. Yeah,
So,
yeah. All
I'm
right.
working on that still. but Yeah.
Damn,
The honesty, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
dude, man. I got a whole bunch of other stuff I want to talk about, but why don't we wrap this one up?
Word.
Put a little spread on it. Yeah, man. Thank you guys as always for listening. We always appreciate it. Always appreciate y'all stopping by, dropping a like,
We love you.
resharing, you know, commenting, you know, doing the thing. Look, guys. I don't control the robots. The robots do what they want. We're just trying to obey our masters. So
Exactly.
if you could go ahead and like and subscribe, that'd be great.
Word. Peace.
All right, guys, take it easy.